Thanks very much for watching the Sullivan's Project's mid-month review for the month of July 2017. And first of all, happy birthday to my sister, Dr. Jeanette. It's been quite a year since her last birthday, for me at least. I actually, during this month, started making some good progress. Got myself a part-time job. It's not really something I think it's going to last very long. I'm trying really hard to get a full-time job down here in Sierra Vista. I'm making it, but I'll tell you what, it's tough. But I've decided no matter what, I'm going to stick it out down here in Cochise County. There's a reason I'm here, and between here and Clearwater, Florida, I really can't think of a better place to try to transition into retirement or semi-retirement. But yeah, I need to go out and find something though. I've had this, I don't know if it's melanoma or what, on my skin for about a month and a half now. And the only reason I'm not in my normal suit and tie is because it's actually really, really hot out here today. Actually, it's really humid. It almost makes me feel like I'm back in Florida. So it was very rare in Florida I'd be out on the beach with the suit and tie, but it's almost a beach day without the water. But I'm sure it'll be here by this afternoon. We're going to take you up here to Ash Canyon. I think I'm going to take the lower fork this time and see how far I can get through that place. Show you some really old stuff. It's pretty cool. God bless. You really had a much better view of Carr Canyon from down there. I'm at the base of Ash Canyon. The famous cross is actually over in that area. Looking back to State Road 92 from here, we're just now losing sight of Carr Canyon. I don't like to film these houses out here unless I see for sale signs on them. I was actually standing up there in that mountain in the very far distance in the center from my last profile picture. And I think it's Miller Peak, but that's what you see in the background to the south. And that would be this one right here. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is Ash Canyon. I've started to figure out where all the deer are. It's where you start seeing these no shooting signs. So deer can read. There's that cross I was talking about. You guys have seen that before. I actually broke my ribs up there one time filming at night. I thought it was going to turn out really well. But what happened was, it was so oversaturated because of the light. It looked like a burning cross, and I'm like, oh, we can't really use that. But otherwise, it looks really nice up there at night when they light that cross up. This is Ash Canyon. Normally I fork up to the north when there's a split in the road, but this time I think I'm going to go down into the canyon itself. And there's a certain place where this car can't quite make it. Maybe I'll give it a shot if everything looks good. But chances are, with all this cloud development, it's probably going to be raining with lightning and thunder by the time I get up there, so we'll see. If not, they got some interesting old artifacts up there. I don't even know what they are or how they got there. This whole area used to be mining. Probably has something to do with that. And now Carr Canyon and even Miller Peak are blocked by this mountain. We're actually in Ash Canyon. We're taking this fork here to, normally I take it to the right and film up there like I did last week. This time we're just going to go left. I just saw some deer cross up there, so that sign says target shooting prohibited, so I guarantee these deer, the ones that made it past Darwinism, they can read. So as you can see, I get some really, really beautiful stuff up here at night. We're just far enough out of the city where no city lights at all. You see some down there from Palominas, but once you get to this point, you can really have a really good view of the night sky. I'm kind of in the bottom of a bowl though, so you really can't see the horizon very much. But it's just wonderful up here. See? You can kind of pick your weather if you got a car. This car's been really great to me. I just don't know how much longer it's going to last. I was actually down there before one time filming, and I saw a lot of bullets, believe it or not. I couldn't believe it. Bullets. Shell casings, tons of them. So apparently that area is not subject to the same rules they are up here. And unlike the NCIS Gibbs, they don't police the brass here very well. First time I went there, I thought it was an old battlefield from the Mexican-American War or something, but no, just a bunch of shooters out there. Just leaving the trash. Up the hill we go. I'm gonna take you down this canyon here to the left, and there's actually a trail that goes all the way to the top. I don't think this car can make it. We'll take a look when we get there. I need to get another lens when I get some extra cash for this camera. They're pretty cheap if you get them online. Not cheap. You can get used ones for like 50 bucks. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not where I thought I was. I don't think I can make it through this one. The water would come through if it starts raining, and I mean, it'll come through real fast. Real fast. You just see a wall of water just coming right at you. You probably won't even hear it, but it'll take your car right down there. This is really not where I thought it was. I think it's up the further down. So, yeah, this isn't the same one. So there's another one, kind of like this turn up there, where after you go down and go back up, you hit a real sharp turn combined with a real sharp climb, and I'm just not sure this car can make it with that high centering, even on a good day. Really can't tell, but this deer are all over the place out here. Oh yeah, here we are where I thought we were last time. The rocks really start getting rough through here, but my little lunar rover can make it through this. This next wash up here, dry so far, knock on wood. I've never actually been up here in the day before. I've been up here a lot at night. This is where at night I've decided to make my turnarounds, which is harder than it looks, believe it or not. Yeah, my car's not going to make this one. This is the one I was talking about. If I had a truck or something good like that, makes treads like that, I can make this, but not with what I have. Not a chance. All I'd have to do is just make it this far. And I think I could probably make it the rest of the way up the mountain. Lots of wind, huh? Not raining yet down here, but it will be. Like I said, if it's raining up there, the water will come down the stream pretty quickly. That's the one spot the car's not going to make it. Take you back down to show you something. I'm in very early pre-production for the next movie / book. The Viking Club actually was about 2 years in pre-production before we finalized the story. For a while I had an associate producer and I had a writer. Both of them decided they didn't want to stick with it for various reasons, and I understand. One of them for health, the other one because she's just psycho. So we lost my associate producer, so I had to take all the contributions that they had made to the project out. And actually, don't tell them I said this, but it actually turned out better. I really like the story, the Viking Club. So it's going to take a while before we really finalize what we're going to do with this next one. All I know is it's going to involve the same couple of planets, including Earth, Mars, Sasavaka 2, and quite a few new ones. And the whole thing is going to be like, it's going to be called Liberty Space Lines. It sounds like it's going to be the Love Boat, right? It's going to be like kind of a cruise passenger ship fleet with defense capabilities, of course, as needed. It's a long ways between Earth and Sassavakatoon. So somehow, the more I think about what we're going to do with it, I think of something good, as I always do. Never saw this up in the daytime either, but I did notice this one time up here at night. Don't know what it is. It's not a dam or anything. The stream's all that way. But it's interesting. Interesting old artifacts. And that's where I think I'm going to stop and tell you some more. Yeah, right here. Look at the spot. I'm on quite a hill here, so I got to just balance out the camera a little bit. There we go. Hopefully, yeah, you can see it okay. So I'm not really sure what this is up here, but it's been a really rough year, guys. Thanks for your prayers. I really have had a really rough last couple of months. I'll be honest with you, I really didn't think I was going to make it through the summer. I got something I told my doctor about last time. He just thought it was allergies. It's not. I'm starting to lose, periodically I'm starting to lose the ability to swallow. Having all sorts of swelling in the back of my mouth, down the throat. A lot of bumps in the back of my mouth still. A lot of accumulation of dried mucus there for some reason. When I wake up, I gotta peel that stuff off the roof of my mouth. Just not having a good go with it this summer. And there's some days I just feel like I'm not even gonna make it through the night. I think choking. I've always had sleep apnea, but choking is going to be one of probably the way I'm going to go at night sleeping, because my tongue sometimes goes numb and I can't keep it out of my throat, and my throat's giving me problems with talking and things like that. So I'm going to see my doctor tomorrow, and we'll see what's going on with that. Otherwise, I'm keeping busy mentally, physically, spiritually, and Space Fest was really fun this year. I've put 9 parts of a DVD, or 9 parts of a YouTube special up. Sure enough, right away, even before I got 4 up, some group out of France had somehow decided to, file a copyright claim against this NASA open source film that I use for permission. And I can't get the time of day from YouTube on this to contest it. They're not doing their due diligence. They just believe these guys and ban it. So I'm going to take a chance, restructure a couple of things, and put it back out there as part 2 of the DVD special. All the astronauts got my contact information and program for this DVD series. And 4 of them have already told me what their address is, and they said, please send the DVD, because I've offered to send it to all the astronauts for free, and I'll do that. And so there were a lot of astronauts there. 4 have told me, yeah, go ahead and send it. I'd like to see that great memory of all the space flights of all the people who were here for Space Fest, plus all the interviews we did on the spot here this year. Live at the JW Star Pass Resort. And thanks a lot, all you guys, for watching what is now part 8 of that series at Sullivan's projects on YouTube, because that's for me, it's a phenomenal amount of hits, and I really enjoyed doing a cameo in Amy's Vintage Space video, Vintage Space on YouTube. Just look for the one that says Live at Space Fest. I'm in there. It's, the Meteorite Man warmed up for me, but I warmed up for all the astronauts. So No, she's just a real blast. She's not a competitor because I'm like minor leagues, and she's major league, and so it's not like we can't get along because there's competition there. Because no, she's got this thing nailed so good. She's doing this Lego project, building a Saturn V, getting like 80,000 hits on this thing. It's just a live webcast of her putting together Legos, and I'm like, gosh, what gives? It's not jealousy, it's just a little frustration that things have just been so tough for me in Cochise County. But I have a lot of optimism. I do. I don't have a lot of foolish optimism. I have a lot of prayerful optimism. Anyways, I've decided I'm going to go ahead and drop anchor here in Cochise County, make the most of it no matter what happens. Things are certainly not heading in the right direction financially or anything like that. Quite a few people have bought the Liberty 72 books I put out. I put out 4 of them the last couple months, as you've heard about. You've seen these before: Liberty 72 When Battleships Fly, Liberty 72 Hidden Treasures, Liberty 72 Endless Wonder, and Liberty 72, brand new, just out this year, The Viking Club. The Viking Club, I was really toying with just, doing another trilogy out of that. I decided toward the end, I was feeling so bad, I'm like, I'm not going to make it through the summer anyway. And so let's just end this whole thing here. And the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, well, there's still left a lot of unattached strings, or a lot of questions remaining about what happens to some things, some people. And I really appreciate all the kind feedback I've gotten about the stories themselves. That's about it. I hope you take a look at this Car Canyon special I did this month. I worked really hard on that one, and it really showcases just how much I love Cochise County, and some of the practical advice from experience of what to do and what not to do up there on Car Canyon. So, with that having been said, that'll do it for this month. The solstice is the day I dropped off at Facebook, my personal page for the most part. You're not going to see me there a whole lot anyway, especially since I dropped all my followers there, but I did invite everybody to come over to Sullivan's projects on Facebook, which is where I am now. Believe it or not, the 4th of July, or somewhere near then, was when the sun was actually furthest from the earth. So even though up here in North America we're sweating our butts off, especially down here in southern Arizona, believe it or not, the earth is an elliptical orbit around the sun. So right around January 3rd or 4th, it's closest to the sun. I think it's like 5 million miles further away now than it was then. The average is 92 million miles. So that 5 million miles is quite a distance, but not so really bad to really mess with the environment so much. But yeah. Anyways, all you guys up in Kansas, enjoy the eclipse. God bless you. I'll see you next month. Take care. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm now at the base, believe it or not, of Ash Canyon. So we were up there, coming downhill, almost to the bottom. I'm going to take you over here, show you this shrine real quick. Haven't been up there in a while. That building with the blue roof, just to the right of the American flag, I thought was an old convent. It's actually kind of a business office for what's a private adventure. But all the local churches adopted the shrine up here. And we'll take you to the top of that and show you what's up there. there is Ash Canyon, and that's the road we just came up. I'm on camera C now because it's really windy and my battery's kind of going dead on the other one. That's the office I was talking about. And here's that shrine. We'll just take you up. Really just want to go up the road. I'm going to speed all this up for you in the film. So there's going to be an awful fast climb through the stations at the cross. If you don't know what those things are, there's a really nice one in Clearwater. This was okay. This is where I broke. This is where I fell and busted my ribs one night. If you don't know what the stations of the cross are, if you ever watch the Passion of the Christ movie, kind of based on this artistic depiction of the Passion of the Christ, the real one. There's one. I don't know where they got the tradition from. Is it this one? Let's see. That's when Jesus is given the cross. The flogging. I can certainly see why they put some pain in this one. But Jesus meets his mother. That one just really tore me up when I saw that in that Mel Gibson movie. There's Sierra Vista back there, my hometown. Carr Canyon, Ash Canyon, Miller Canyon in between, Palominas, Hereford. Simon, the Siren, helps out. A lot of ants up here today. Blessed ants, I guess. Veronica is not mentioned in the Bible, but go back to pretty reliable historians. That was her name. The lizard just crawled up underneath that one. Jesus falls a second time. I only fell once up here. I broke my ribs. Motto of that story is don't come up here at night to do filming, especially when an oversaturated cross with Orion in the background looks like a burning cross. You don't want that. Looking straight east now down Highway 92. Like I said, this thing is really obvious at night. Even though it's at the base of Ash Canyon, believe it or not. Pretty hard to miss this thing at night up here. It's all lit up. See, they would have locked me out anyway. This is actually a shrine, which makes this unique from the one in Clearwater. Well, the one in Clearwater actually had a shrine too. I just never went inside. The bishop disowned it, so I don't know. My guess is it was a private adventure too. And finally, So here we are at the very top of this cross, not still at the base of Ash Canyon where I was. But yeah, there's Sierra Vista out there. That's Miller Peak, so Car Canyon would be behind this tree. And out that way, straight in the middle, is straight down 92 out to Benson. So you're looking right at this cross pretty much when you're driving up westbound out of Bisbee. I'm sorry, Bisbee. So what we're doing here is the backwards version of the stations. They don't have the resurrection one like many do now, but they do have the Jesus is buried. Jesus is taken down from the cross, so they're not really going in order. So here's the one over here that Jesus is buried. Not really sure what this to my left is. There's the Jesus is buried. Nothing in there, I don't think, except for a door. Don't quite know what this one is, except for maybe just a shrine they put up here in the middle. Must be the one for Jesus dies on the cross. Alright, we're going to shut this off here and take you down to the shrine. ¿Cómo están, amigo?
Bien, gracias.
Bien, bien. Here's the shrine. Here's the guest book. A lot of people are from Sonora. A lot of these visitors here are, as you can tell, from Sonora. 7, 10, 17. Leave the pen. There's a famous history behind this shrine. I'm not really sure what it is, but there's another one up on State Road 82. It's pretty nice too. So